You need to work as one unit to confront this spiritual monster. You cannot work in a silo. Iyamifa advises Queen Naomi's father. Yes, you heard me well. You recall that Queen Naomi's father, surfaced, a few days ago at the Agodi Correctional Center in Ibadan, and I want to tell you that that was the first time the man was seen in public, and it came to a lot of us Queen Army fans as a pleasant surprise right now because for a lot of people, the belief was that the man was no longer with us, or possibly will have according to some report in the past, cried. Okay, so it was really beautiful to see a few days ago that this man, Pastor Kennedy, is still alive. And it for me particularly, it was just so beautiful, hearing the news and even reporting it. And to the extent that he went straight to Agodi Correctional Center, to see the daughter, since she has been in custody. Okay, I always tell people the love between a father and a daughter is always very, very unique and extremely special. And don't forget, based on the story that came out, we know there was this separation, I want to call it, between the dad and the mom, at maybe several years ago, and since then, it was said that the communication wasn't that good. But even at that, according to the story, Queen Naomi happens to be one of the few children that kept contact, because she intermittently, had contact with this man, and their relationship was said to be quite nice, and that could be the reason why this man has decided, to come out of his isolation, if you want me to put it that way, to show support, prayer for the daughter at this trying time. Okay, so Iyamifa, having watched, the unfolding drama, if you want to call it, of how the man came out, went to Agodi prison, to show support with the daughter, how he came back, went to Akure, and had that infamous altercation, or you want to call it argument, with the estranged wife now, if you want me to put it that way as well, wherein that he was talking about all the advices he gave, that were never taken, how he was not carried along. I'm thinking that having just heard that, Iyamifa, is now encouraged, to make this, I want to call it appeal right now. I think it is based on all these things that made Yamifa to say, okay, you have done well, trying to go around, trying to talk to Queen Naomi, trying to give her strength. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so, but I mean, she went on to say, this is not the time to walk in a silo. That is, you cannot walk alone. You need to walk as a team, And I think this encouragement is coming at the right time. Okay, because she went further to appreciate Queen Naomi's dad. She appreciated him, but still went ahead to call for collaboration at this time. And I think this is very apt. Okay, don't forget that Queen Naomi's father came out, like I said, a few days ago. In that surprising visit to Agodi prison, and everything he did was reported. And I don't want to, overflog that aspect again. But what we are hearing at this moment, allegedly, is that Iyamifa, who has always been in the forefront of issues relating to Queen Naomi and Ooniofife, is calling for more cooperation and collaboration. That is how she put it, that this is the time for cooperation and collaboration, reminding him of the fact that what happened to Queen Naomi, is more of spiritual attack, that it has spiritual connotation, spiritual dimension, of monumental proportion. And so it doesn't, it's not something that everybody will be working, especially as a family of Queen Naomi. It doesn't make sense that everybody's working in silos. So she is calling for collaboration, for cooperation. And I think this is just so, so important at this time. Okay. So, like I said, Iyamifa has been a key figure in the life of Queen Naomi, and that of Ooniofife, because she has played several roles, of giving spiritual advices, giving warnings. And don't forget that not too long ago, she was the one that first gave this warning that an action would be orchestrated by some evil forces, which might lead to the lack of trust or collapse of all relationship between Queen Naomi and KBC. I think yours sincerely did a video about that time, because that warning came on the heels of the plethora of complaints of marginalization from some of the Ifa wives at that time. It was just looking that there was a gang up. The air was not so, the air was pervaded with all manners of evil machinations and plots upon plot here and there. It was at that time that Iyamifa came out to say, look, if she can see that there is a plot, the evil people are plotting that something will happen, something big will happen, and that if that thing happens, it depends on how KBC handles it. That if he doesn't handles it well, that action his inaction might prompt the severing of complete severing of the relationship between the two of them, and that is what this whole stampede, this whole orchestration is all about. They just want to get Queen Naomi completely out of the picture, and that was why the issue of pie came up the other time. Okay, so Iyamifa, gave that warning, to KBC directly, and you recall that Yon Sincerely, like I said, did a video on that. She was also the first to say the unfortunate stampede was a spiritual attack orchestrated by that effort to initially quiet their enemy and her son. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about here. That was the initial plan. But when they got to the hotel room, that their supposed enemy was praying, I mean, the prayer was too much and they couldn't penetrate because, according to the story that came out, there was this glass shield that was covering her. From there, they moved on to buy their enemies, their supposed enemies' son. They got there, they saw double glass shields upon that one. And out of anger, they instigated that spiritual iroko tree that fell on those innocent kids. Okay, so you guys are already aware of all that. So it was this same Iyamifa, that gave all that warning. Obviously, I mean, she has always been there. So it's from this understanding of all the issues that is making Iyamifa make this appeal to Queen Naomi's dad. Of course, unity is strength. Everyone knows that. Because when there's teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things can be achieved. And in this particular instance, I want to believe that a lot of beautiful things will be achieved by the father in collaboration with the Queen Naomi's mom, and the entire family at large. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So this, I believe, is a good advice coming from Yamifa at this time. But whether this good advice will be taken by Queen Naomi's dad, going by his well entrenched dissatisfaction with Queen Mother, is another thing. It's something that I cannot fully guarantee at the moment. Don't forget that the man made a lot of complaints here and there. And even me, I was saying at that time that maybe this is not the time for the blame game, that people should just come together and just walk, okay, and forget the past. All we need now is to be focused on what is before us. So I'm not too sure if this man will take this advice, but I'm really hoping and praying that they put their differences aside for the common good. Okay. So I want to encourage beloved Queen Naomi fans, wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice from at this time, to please join us in praying to make sure that, in praying to ensure that the Father, cooperates, collaborates with Queen Naomi's mom and the entire family to make this happen. We don't need distractions at this time. Okay, so this is the way I'm saying this, and I really pray that this comes to pass. Okay, like I always say, this is one of the most trying time, to Queen Naomi right now. So your prayers, I mean your continuous prayers, is all we need right now. Let us pray and continue praying. Like I always say, Queen Naomi is going to come out of this bigger and stronger, because all she wanted to do was to put smiles on the faces of these vulnerable kids. And this is where we are. But I know that God, will not forsake her. That's my earnest prayer at this time. So this is the story that, is making the rounds in the social media. And I have decided to reenact it here, so that you guys, will be in full picture of what is going on. So, should you like this video, kindly share, kindly like, and make your comments in the comment section. I'm going to see you soon. God bless you. Bye bye.